Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we've got an incredible story for you. It's about a young boy who is always looking up at the sky, and who eventually became a true hero. So where does a story like this even begin? Well, it all starts with this really simple but powerful image. Picture this, a young boy in the Philippines, Jesus Villamor, and he's just completely captivated by the endless sky. And we're not talking about just a quick glance up now and then. This was a constant, a defining part of his childhood. And you know, this wasn't just some idle daydreaming. No way. That fascination he had with the sky, it grew into this powerful ambition. It was really the first step on an extraordinary journey, one that would take him from being that kid with a dream right into the cockpit of an airplane.
And man, did he pursue that dream. He went for it with everything he had. He started training to become a pilot, and that meant embracing a life of just rigorous training, incredible discipline, and a whole lot of courage. These weren't just abstract ideas for him. They were the foundation of everything he was working towards. But that dream, the one he worked so hard for, was about to be tested in the most extreme way you can imagine. The world was changing, right? It's 1941, and the threat of war literally arrives on his doorstep. It was time to put all that training, all that skill, to the ultimate test, in the fire of real combat.
Okay, so here's where things get really interesting. When he finally faces his first aerial battle, you've got to look at the tool he had to work with. He wasn't flying some top-of-the-line, brand-new machine. Nope, he was in an old airplane.
And this really just paints the picture of the challenge he was up against. His plane, it's described as old but sturdy. The enemy's plane, way more modern. So the technological odds were just completely stacked against him. He was outmatched and outgunned right from the get-go.
And yet, and this is the amazing part, despite being at such a huge disadvantage, he didn't just survive, he triumphed. I mean, in his very first battles, he pulls off not one, not two, but 3 consecutive victories against a superior force. That's just an absolutely astounding feat.
So you have to ask, right? How on earth did he do it? It clearly wasn't just about the plane he was flying. This was no accident. The answer? Well, it lies in the tactics of a true hero. What we find is that his formula for success was this powerful mix of 3 key ingredients, things he'd been investing in for years. It was his intelligence, his masterful tactics, and just his sheer unyielding courage. That combination, that was his real arsenal.
And really, his secret weapon, his defining tactic, was his mind. This was all about outthinking the enemy in 3 dimensions. Think about it. While his opponents are relying on their superior firepower, Villamor is using the sun to blind them, or he's diving into cloud cover only to pop out from a totally unexpected angle. He was reading the battle as it happened, turning his old plane's weaknesses into strengths. It just proves that the sharpest weapon in the sky is the pilot's mind.
And his heroism didn't stop with dogfights, not at all. He also took on these incredibly dangerous solo missions. We're talking about flying in the pitch black of night, all to deliver crucial intelligence and give vital support to the army on the ground.
So for all of these incredible acts, for his bravery, his skill, both in those aerial battles and on those solo missions, Jesus Villamor was, quite rightly, recognized and honored as the national hero he was. His memory, you could say, was destined to fly on.
And get this, his dedication didn't just stop when the fighting was over. Even after the war ended, his commitment didn't waver one bit. He continued his life of service, proving that for him, patriotism was a lifelong vow. So, what's the crucial point here? It's this powerful transformation we've just walked through. The journey is complete. That little boy who once just dreamed of the sky, the one who was always staring up in wonder, he became a true hero for his nation. And his life, it leaves us with these lessons that really stick with you. What we can take away from his story is right here. Courage when faced with impossible odds, intelligence under the most intense pressure imaginable, and a deep, unwavering love for his country.
Ultimately, his story leaves us with a question to think about. How does a simple childhood dream stay an inspiration for so long? Well, I think Villamor's life shows us how. When a dream is fueled by courage, by intelligence, and by a real sense of purpose, it can become a legacy that never stops flying, inspiring generations to come to always look up.